I watched this movie with my sister over break, and it was okay. The romance plot was honestly surprisingly really good, but everything else was terrible, like garbage. I can guarantee you that this movie probably messed up a lot of young girls by them thinking they're the Duff. I give this movie 3 out of 5, very mediocre, kind of just watched it, you know, to watch it. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of my favorite movies to watch. It is always an experience, and I take something new from it every single time. The plot is very good and heartfelt, making the watch incredibly enjoyable. There is a cringy aspect to it, though, with some of the dialogue, and just some of the scenes are like, I had to pause it for secondhand embarrassment. But overall, it is a movie I will never stop rewatching. It is so solid, and I absolutely love Charlie. 3 out of 5. This month was filled with rewatches, but I don't think I'll ever be able to say no to Luca. The simplicity of Luca sets it apart from other Disney movies, and it's extremely refreshing in that way. I really appreciated that there were no bells and whistles in this movie to try and make it super crazy, and that the plot was one-dimensional. Also, Alberto and Luca are so cute together, couple goals, 4 out of 5. Big Time Adolescence genuinely surprised me so much. It was incredibly well-rounded, not falling short in any aspect. I felt that the story really captivated a boy's experience in high school, and I think that it is great to have a good coming-of-age movie for boys. I already expressed how much I'm fascinated by the characters in this movie and their dynamic, so I think that's about it, 4 out of 5. At first, I honestly wasn't impressed with this movie. The ending felt very sudden, and it didn't let any room for the resolution of problems to breathe. I really loved and appreciated the message about generational trauma in this movie. That is something that is rarely brought up in most movies, let alone acknowledged to the extent that it was in Encanto. I applaud them for making it a place for young kids to relate to those who are going through that. The only thing I felt was lackluster was some of the songs. They felt a little bit rushed and not completely edited. 3.5 out of 5. The Fallout really surprised me with how solid it was for a directorial debut. You can tell that Megan Park already has a specific style to her filmmaking that I enjoy. She did an amazing job with depicting trauma in teens and how it affects the people around them. It is one of the most authentic takes I have ever seen, which makes it so much more real and personal. The performances by Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler were very good. It is hard to think that this is their first time having that big of roles. This was well put together and overall a great movie, 3.5 out of 5. I watched The Truman Show when I was in quarantine, and I was so impressed with this. It was my first time watching it, but I obviously roughly knew the story because everyone knows the story. The concept blew my mind, especially the lengths they went to for the continuity of it was just crazy to me. It is insane how they managed to block off a whole town to film this, and how Jim Carrey even took a pay cut to play Truman. This movie was ahead of its time, and it managed to make something that was extremely thought-provoking still today. While doing research, I found out that there's a psychiatric condition called the Truman Show delusion. In 2008, there were several schizophrenic patients that believed their lives were reality TV shows. 4 out of 5. I watched Monsters University with my friends, and I had a great time. I love the story, I love the characters, and I'm just glad this exists. Uzma Kappa for life.